Hello guys, I'm Red Vex and I'm here with Barmonkey and we're playing Trick and Treat. So, Dion, do you want to explain what this is about? Because I have no idea.
It's a visual novel. Basically, you get to pick chances and things of different ways to go and whatnot, and it just explains the story of how you perceive it. There's many different endings to these sort of things, and to be honest, this is my second one, so let's see how it goes.
So we're going to jump straight into it. We don't know what's going to happen. So far, boys are walking through the woods on Hallows Eve. And that's all we know. So we're going to take turns reading it. And then, yeah, the sound of our foots come... Who's reading first, Dion?
You are. I was just going to say, I can't guarantee how long this is.
Yeah, we don't know. So I'm going to split it up into like half an hour intervals, you know. The sound of our footsteps, combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animals, is the only thing we can hear. Down.
Oh.
We'll do it like
terrible. This. Yeah, you read, and then I'll read on the next chapter. Okay, bro. Go.
You go.
Oh, but I'm already ahead of you.
What? Why?
Because I accidentally hit spacebar. I didn't think it'd do anything.
Alright. Are you just one in front?
No, I'm like 7.
Okay. It's terribly dark It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only things that lights up our way. At times like this, one begs to not run out of battery. Okay. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives. Me and Dion knows that all too well, don't we? Trying to create a lasting memory on this night instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today's October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. 3 young men walk through a dark but up until now nothing special forest, me being one of them. Have I caught up to you, Dion?
You're getting there. Hang on. Keep reading, I'll tell you when.
Okay. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad that isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment I stopped to look at my watch. It was 1:49 AM. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I am sure that many people would find a place like this...
Where are you?
I've just got up to the bit there. I just lost.
Okay. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest became strange.
Oh, okay, just stay there. I am sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. Oh shit. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is what we cannot know, what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At the moment I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly we have already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest had become strange. Is that the part you're up to?
Yeah, I'll just read from the bit where it says Axel.
Suddenly a chill ran through my body. It was like another chill. I expected it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from 1 second to the other. So much so my breath became visible turn into the mist. Jesus, I should not be doing this, Dion. I'm dyslexic.
That's why I said I'd read it, but you can read it.
Well, I need to catch up with you. Where are you, actually, in this?
I'm in the bit where it says Axel, and then he says, what's happening?
Oh, okay. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just little short from being unbearable. That's when we sat next to Bean in class. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stopped at the moment. There we go. There we go. You'll go.
What's happening?
I asked.
I was confused while turning to look. I said I would read from that.
Okay. Okay, go.
But okay. But the expressions on their faces. Hang on. But the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then when we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless, like statues, without making a noise. Just looking at each other, faces wondering the same thing. What was happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human or at least a large animal, but there is something strange about them. It sounds as if the person walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Damn, why is this happening? It makes no sense. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I have the feeling that we're being stalked by someone.
This is
Strange footsteps
so weird.
stop. But I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know one thing, and that is it's looking at me. The cursed thing. It's looking at me. My heart is beating and anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friends seemed unable to perceive it. It seems that it's gone. It must have just been an animal, said one of them, convinced that we were all safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief. However, bad luck would soon strike us again.
Ooh.
Man, this is dark.
Yeah, man. Unexpectedly, the forest became darker than before, in just a blink of an eye. Holy shit! But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but our flashlight which went out. Of the three, only one, mine was still working. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Asked one of them, scared why they both beat them desperately as if they were going to receive them. What? Okay. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments we had no choice but to resign ourselves to do that. One more, the sound of our footsteps is heard, but the silence is different now.
I had to turn the light off. Can't sit in the dark.
We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking, desperate. The fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we were walking back, looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles, and I would never notice it until it was too late. I heard the thought of it. Oh, I hate the thought of it. Jesus fuck. I just want to get out of here. Suddenly my thoughts are silent. We heard the footsteps of someone or something. Once more the three of us became statues, awaiting the presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating. I can't say that.
Anxiously.
Thank you, Dion.
Sorry, bro.
Dan, get away from here. Leave us alone. Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer this time. They do not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. What?
Should have just stayed fucking quiet, bro.
Yeah, you should have just fucking, ran. I can't stand it, desperately. I moved my flashlight everywhere looking for the author of those footsteps. What a fucking thing to say. Author of those footsteps. Hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing. Is that all there is around us? Just empty air? My anxiety grew. With each failed attempt I refused to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I moved the flashlight again, I saw a
Silhouette.
silhouette. My bad. I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment the light revealed something. Quickly, I point to the same place, only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that that's what I saw. It was then that I heard something nearby, within either thinking that I am the light towards that place. What
Okay.
the fuck?
What I found leaves us paralysed, with an expression of disbelief on our faces. It was a white cat, with eyes of intense red, which stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest, to say something. However, I get the feeling it's a female cat.
He's going to
yes,
fuck the cat.
It's giving him a dirty look. Of course it's female.
No.
Suddenly she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. You're scared of a pussy now. Leaves us terrified. Sounds more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly the inexplicable force hits us three. Dude, my screen went white. Did yours?
Yeah, that was bright.
That hurt. I fall to the ground, and little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. I don't know what that word was, sorry, bro.
I don't fucking know.
You go.
I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen with me. Should have ran from that cat, mate. Oh, before night falls. Okay.
I think this is the point where you can like save the games.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna save it after we're done.
Okay.
It was. What?
You go. No, I was making sure we both had the same screen because
Yeah,
obviously
it was a day like any other. Yeah. You got
yeah,
that?
so yeah, sometimes the story flicks you each way, so that's all.
Yeah. So normally that is what was almost what that it
It's
was.
a day like any other, so normal that it was almost painful.
Oh god, my mind is fucking with me.
Got it?
The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. Far where the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child, or at least seemed like that. There was some who had good costumes, whether superheroes or monsters. My friend and I, on the other hand, had to use our imaginations. Creativity was our costume. You could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mum once painted red my face, and told me, "You will be the devil." Fucking thanks.
Great mum.
But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from house to home to home, everyone said I was the Tomato Man. Oh.
Do well.
But those things didn't matter to me, since we always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me any. That's why you take a knife, children. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's when you get your dad's pistol.
Except perhaps a scowl from acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. But anyway.
I went trick-or-treating, I'm 19.
Yeah, I know, right? But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that may be. Back to reality, we are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We are still not old enough to go to the disco. What?
Clubbing, but
what? Am I doubt guy would have any luck in this environment? What? The other options would be to go to the party, meet girls and have fun. I think
That seems logical.
that seems like the option you should have took. But you went to the woods. 3 guys to the woods. That does not look healthy on Halloween.
It's a start for Brokeback Mountain.
Except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey, Axel, let's have a couple matches. What do you say? My friend Stephen calls my attention while playing with the game console. Shit, I skipped.
Again.
No, not like super far. I just skipped that one. Hopefully you're on it.
Oh. Okay. Rush Red. I believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quiet, complicated fighting game from me.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood today. Now you can go.
I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I almost felt bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me, Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred. Okay? I said.
That's Batman's butler.
He will hand your ass on a silver platter to you. I said, lending the attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. He's sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. Pornhub. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he is in the Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement, without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looked at me surprised. The actual problem of society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. Okay. He is one of those past-due intellectuals.
I have no idea.
No, I don't either. Anyway, looking for any rare information to appear smarter than others. When we've got our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them, he added later. What are you talking about? The village is small, and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it. Alfred laughed mockingly after hearing that. You're ignorant. Oh, fucking hell, I can't fucking speak. Fuck! Ah! Is whatever your praise. He paused, filling his chest with pride. The very fact that it is a small town is the reason it's full of mystery. Did you know that 20 years ago, on this date, a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that all happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place. Alfred said, by adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. He's giving him the finger.
Like, I knew he had glasses from the minute he said he was looking at history. I was like, that kid's wearing specs.
There is a legend behind the disappearance. That is what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then that I noticed that it was not Wikipedia but some other page. Come on, read this and learn a little. Yay! Quentin, get the fuck to your room.
Fuck's sake, Quentin.
Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Stephen and I moved closer to read it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Town of Abington, Oxfordshire country, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. The truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anybody else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for a disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham. 23 years. Single. The last time he was seen was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drunk alcohol but was still sober, or at least that's what the witness said. Anyway, it's not something which can be explained as a simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on his way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop, but the truth is we don't know what happened to him. The track suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There was no evidence of a struggle, no other trace or piece of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints or anything else. The depth of his last footprint and the positioning they were in indicate that he was still walking. At no point he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized in air. Oh, yeah, vaporized in the air. With all his clothes in the middle of his walk. Obviously I can't believe such a thing, but I can give another explanation. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there was no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think that he suddenly started to decay and became earth. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. In my mind I thought all sorts of theories, like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew. But in the end they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more into the issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise I found 4 more. All young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31st. But there is more. A detail that... Sorry, mate.
Nah, that's cool.
Completely... Kill him off. Completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this, and that it's the separation of the years. Roger Bacon, class name by the way, disappeared in 1924. Michael Smith disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1813, and worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappearing in 1707. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that my answers could be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually had a great story. Before it was called Oakwood, or Oaks Forest, the place was called, I want to say Witchwood?
Yeah, Witchwood.
The word, oh yeah, the word witch has a huge similarity to witch. Taking into consideration that in the old name and the language changes over time, which indicates that it was the Forest of Witches. Apparently more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost of the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a proper written record. I just know that with the change of religions to Christians, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like that as the answer. In the end, I have no choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like something supernatural.
Oh shit. Interesting story. I didn't know
Was.
that such a story was hiding in this town. To be honest, that story was actually really well. Someone that actually thought up of this game had to come up with that. Like, that is quite amazing. I said honestly
Only thing
surprised.
I'll say
What?
is that font on that background caned my eyeballs.
Even if it was a lie, it managed to hold my intents. Okay. Wait, there's something more, Alfred said at the same time he scrolled to the comments. He was reading what it was written. Fucking 420 plays it, mate. Fucking, you were high when you wrote this. Yeah. A couple of the comments called our attention. Both of them talked about some creature. At the time they felt a horrible fear for what could happen to them. Well, the two comments share great similarities, but that could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. That's fucking gay. Get off this post. That would be our internet today. Looks like many people went to the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read these things to look more cool before the girls, replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggled with a little shame. Partly, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. Well, now we have an active activity for tonight, as Stephen said at the same time he made a face overflowing with exhaustion. What?
Enthusiasm.
It's like, what, you cunt?
You what, bro?
I asked, completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simply, let's go to the forest. Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really frantic by the story. Okay.
Fascinated.
Shush, are you insane? Said Alfred, unable to believe what he just heard. You only needed to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you heard, you want to go. Of course, it would be a test of our courage amongst us three, replied Stephen, full of confidence, perhaps too much. You should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid, Alfred. No, why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred at the same time he folded his arms, making a false gesture of security. Oh shit. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as you have no nuts. No, when you have to talk. Fucking, oh! And what about you, Axel? Don't tell me you won't come. Well, you're not a girl, mate. Suddenly Stephen asked me at the same time, looking at me mockingly. I will break your nose, Stephen. Don't tell me don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group. I hate that tone of voice he used. I will never give you that, I said without thinking, showing a confident smile and a look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coat, backpacks, flashlight and some food. We are going to the forest, boys, Stephen said, full of energy. Yeah! We three said in unison, as if we were going to have some kind of private party, not really knowing what we were doing. Fuck's sake. Or what we were going to find. Fist up the ass. Right, so what do you think of the game so far?
Yeah, it's weird.
It really is. So guys, I'm going to leave this game here. Trick or treat, let me know if you want to see more of this, and I can get Dion back in there again. Dion doesn't really do much anyway. So if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button with your toes, and hit the like button if you want Dion to go fuck himself. Yeah, do it. I will.
Can't tell, but I'm swearing at you right now.
Yeah, no one can tell my angry face because I didn't have a face cam yet.
Face cam!
Face cam! So guys, I really hope you liked this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye!